Good day, everyone. It's 3 p.m. on the 22nd of the 6th, 2025. So they tell us. This is the Self Preservation Society, the Truth and Awareness on YouTube. I'm Bazzzilll, Broadcasting Truth and Therapy, BBTT, and here I am using the talking stick. I was going to be doing this upload anyway, but Bruce Field, who's just posted the following thing in my Facebook group, sort of made me speed up a bit. Iranian Parliament votes unanimously to close the Straits of Hormuz at the same time a ship loses control in the Suez Canal. Crude oil skyrocketing. Get your fuel now and stocked up if you've not already done so. Now, there's always a bigger picture, ladies and gentlemen. There's always a bigger picture. And the bigger picture is, we already paid a lot at the petrol pumps because they want you to go electric. And all that you're seeing here is part and parcel of the greater plan. It's a greater plan. It's not just about biblical prophecy, which is what it is. Remember, Iran used to be Persia. And I'm going to be to and froing quite a bit in this broadcast. But the USA, back in the 70s, got rid of the Shah of Iran, the Iranian royal family, and installed an Ayatollah. And when you look at that, you can then see, because everything's related, we say the USA done it. They were just acting upon orders. In the same way that when France had its royal family disposed, to put in a puppet, the same way that Russia had its royal family disposed to put in a puppet, and China had its royal family disposed to put in a puppet. There's a pattern. See, nothing is separate. It may be 200 or 300 years ago, whenever it was, but it's all related to the greater plan. You've got to get in your head about the greater plan and what's happening now. Go and have a look at the biblical prophecy between Persia and Israel and empower yourself. The greater plan, people, the greater plan is one world government, one world religion, one world army, one world everything. And you and your descendants won't be part of it. Don't need you, only need a few of you. That's why the Georgia Guidestones were put up. Keep the population down to 500 million. Because AI is going to be doing everything. And they just need half a billion people. Humans. They want humans. They don't want men or women. They want humans to do the jobs AI can't do and to run around, wiping their asses, doffing the cap to them. It's all been done before. It's a greater plan. You've got to have a greater vision than what you're seeing on the television and the satellite. Look at that. And bear in mind what I've just said about Straits of Hormuz being shut. The oldest US aircraft carrier is the Nimitz, and they've sent that out there. A false flag in the making to bring America into the conflict in an even greater way. And don't forget, think about the natural resources of Iran as well, and its place in power in that area. Can't have anybody with any power anywhere in the world, they have to be taken out. And it's all these people that you don't know about. You know, so many people tell you about the 13 families, the Council of 300, this, that, and the other. And I'm sure many of you know all about that, or think you do. With all due respect, go and have a look at the Payseurs. P-A-Y-S-E-U-R-S. Very rarely do I hear them mentioned when people are talking about the 13 families, etc. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Merovingians, and all this, the Windsors, or whatever. Don't forget, Germany had a royal family as well. The Kaiser. He was disposed after the First World War. Little by little, it happens. Look at, what Britain and other European countries done when they sailed west to the New World and beyond, and this, that, and the other. Look at historically at what they've done. Look historically at what they've done and what's come from it. Look what's happening and has been happening for quite a number of years with America. America has been doing all that. It's all part of the greater plan. You've got to fit these things together. Nothing is separate. Nothing is separate. And Albert Pike spoke about the Third World War between Israel and Iran in his book Morals and Dogmas. What a psychic that bloke was. What a medium that bloke was. Grand Master of the Scottish Rites of Freemasonry. When he wrote his book Morals and Dogmas, he spoke about the First World War, what it was to achieve. He spoke about the Second World War, what it was to achieve, who's involved in both. And he spoke also of the Third World War. Somebody told him to write all that. He didn't come up with all that on his own. They put people in positions. These in the unseen. They put people in positions. Whether it be the Albert Pikes of this world, sports stars, movie stars, film stars, TV personalities, you fucking name it. Truthers, mediums, psychics, they put them all in positions and allow them to continue because they're not in fear of them, certainly, and they've often been put in place to do it. That's why I don't pay any attention to people like Joe Rogan and David Icke. Because it's all been said and done before. They're just regurgitating it. There's nothing new under the sun. Apart from our individual and our collective awareness. That's the only new thing under the sun. Our individual and collective awareness. And so, when I spoke about empiracy, Emma Williams, I'm just trying to wake the rest of you up that put in her and the Ikes of this world and the Rogans of this world and anybody else of this world on fucking pedestals. When you think for yourself, you'll find it's all been done and said before. There's nothing new under the sun. We don't need another hero. We don't need to make more gods. There's enough fucking gods in this world. What we need to do is to fucking wake up to the self. Wake up to the fucking self and that which is all around us. That's me on the left. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. Trying to wake up you. That's what I'm trying to do. People attack me because they think I'm attacking others. I'm not. I might mention names. I'm not attacking them. I'm attacking you for creating a new God. Because the same shit has been said before. We're all plagiarists. I speak of Jordan Maxwell, G. Edward Griffin, Eustace Mullins, Ezra Pound, Huxley, and anybody else you care to think of. They got it from somewhere else. There's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun, apart from our individual and collective awareness. So focus on that within you and not that which is outside of you. And you might end up like Johnny Nash, seeing things clearly. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. I tell you in so many different ways. The Matrix trilogy, they live, and everything else. They tell you, they have to tell you, in order for you to work within the constructs of universal and natural law. They have to tell you. Your ignorance, your fear, your compliance is their consent. Archons, the rulers, in the seen and the unseen, the heard and the unheard. Tell me why you can watch this happening now and you can't see where it happened in history. Some of us can, I know. Tartaria, you know, and as I mentioned earlier, going out into the new world, discerning what our ancestors did 400, 500, 600 years ago, whenever it was. That's all we ever do, go round in circles. Tell me about the fall of Tartaria. What caused the fall of Tartaria? What caused the fall of the megalithic builders? What caused the fall of Lemuria, Mu, and Atlantis? Some power caused all these falls, and it will continue to cause all these falls. It's just the emperor's new clothes. Until we, individually and collectively, wake up and see the matrix, the program, for what it is, and then seek to change it by first changing ourselves. You have got to change yourself and your belief that you are able to change the matrix from within. You're not. You can bring about its downfall by not giving it your energy, frequency and vibration. It's the only way to do it. It relies on your energy, your frequency, vibration, and the attention you give it, the fear you give it, the ignorance of it. That's how the matrix works and continues to work. That's why Lemuria, Atlantis and Mu all fell. That's why the civilizations that give us the megalithic structures that still stand, because the truth is set in stone. We just have to understand the truth. But they fell. The Mongol Empire fell. The British Empire fell. The Roman Empire fell. None of them fell. They just morphed into something new, under the collective, the hive mind, little by little. And that's what's happening today. You pay dearly. All of you, all of us, pay dearly. Lifetime after lifetime, incarnation after incarnation. because we simply do not pay attention. The 7 deadly sins hold us. They do. They hold us. The greed, the avarice, the gluttony, can't pronounce it, you know what I mean. The lust and all that, they always hold us. The sins of the flesh and this, that and the other, they always hold us. And when they hold us, those that rule us are able to reset, repurpose, reuse that which was already here for their own narrative. And they will continue to do so because we pay dearly, but we don't pay attention. There's nothing new under the sun. You will see a false flag with the Nimitz. That will be sacrificed to bring in, perpetuate the new world order. They will sacrifice that because they want something back. More control over you, the human beings that are fighting amongst yourselves. Fighting against so-called immigrants. The only immigrants on earth are those that do not come from the earth. There are no borders outside your mind. The borders are all within your mind. They've been planted there throughout history. And every time you come back here, not you the man or the woman, or the spirit, but you the soul, every time you come back here, you're restored to factory settings and you perpetuate the shit that brought about the downfall of your ancestors because you haven't been paying attention. You've simply been paying with your energy, frequency and vibration. Incarnation after incarnation after incarnation. Nothing new under the sun. Look at Dennis Skinner. He's right. Those immigrants that you're up in arms about, they come here because your ancestors were immigrants to their lands and they raped and pillaged their lands. And we haven't worked it out yet. That those that control us throughout history have had us battling each other, hating each other, stealing off each other to perpetuate their system. And we haven't worked it out yet. I have worked it out fucking years ago. And I've been banging my head against a brick wall trying to wake people up. But there's too many citizens, too many patriots, too many humans for me to get through to mankind, to men and women. Too many egos. Too much mind control. But I'll keep fucking trying. I will keep speaking the truth. I don't care who I offend. But I will keep trying to wake you up. Because I know what is true. I know what is right. I know what is just. And it isn't attacking fellow human beings. Man would not do that. One thing I learnt about the Native American culture when I started on that path in 1989, especially with the Lakota, was if you went into their village, you know, you was wandering, went into their village, they would feed you, feast you, if you were, you know, just travelling. We don't. We attack them. But remember, they didn't have money then, right? This thing called money. They done what they done because it was the right thing to do, and they done it for the right reasons. All societies were like that until they were westernized, institutionalized, and money trap. Can't get that word out. You know what I mean? Money trap. Can't get it out. You know what I mean? That's the Holy Trinity today. Westernized, institutionalized, and money. I can't get it out. Can't get it out. But you know what I mean. That's the Holy Trinity today. All been westernized, hive brain, hive mind, all been institutionalized, and we all rely on money. The most powerful instrument on earth that is not natural to the earth, and yet it controls us so much. It's a great system. It's a great system. I keep saying it's a great system, and it is, because I can see it for what it is. I can see it for what it is, but not many of you can. You say you can, and you stand up for a cause, but that cause, more than likely, on closer inspection, has a detrimental effect on a different part of the human race. And so you're just doing what your masters say. And that's what's happening out in the Middle East. It's not about Israel and Iran. It's not about Israel and Palestine, Israel and Yemen, Israel and Syria, Israel and Egypt, Israel and whoever else you want to mention. It's about what lies beyond it, the control that has brought all this about. And it goes back millennia. It doesn't just go back a few hundred years. It goes back millennia. And when you can see clearly how it all connects, how it's the same shit, different day, how there's nothing new under the sun, then, like me, you may start to become aware. Other than that, you'll just continue giving it your thought. Thinking about it, being controlled by the narrative of the mind, which so many are. And dancing to the tune of their masters. So many of you are still doing that same shit. Not me. Not me, not anymore. No longer. Because I see through it. And that's why I piss a lot of people off. That you'll attack me for everything I am, everything I stand for, everything I know, everything I have a knowing about, and my awareness. And simply by attacking me and everything I bring to you, you're dancing to the tune of your masters. I'm trying to free you from a prison you don't even realise exists around you. You don't want to. You're a patriot, you're a citizen, you're a human being, and you want to act within the confines of the programming of that, because you haven't yet manned up to be a man or to be a woman. That's all it's about, people. All it's about. It's quite simple, really. How we can defeat them is by reclaiming our individual and collective power as a soul, as soul beings. that may sound all love and light and will, airy fairy to some of you, but I swear to you on all I hold dear, my 40 odd year journey since starting to awaken on the 17th of July 1984 with the passing of my maternal grandfather has brought me to this state of being, of knowing and of awareness that I try to share with you, to empower, to enlighten, to enable you to have the same sense of knowing and awareness as I have and continue to have as I continue on this journey, when greater knowledge is shown or shared with me from the universe, whether that be a bloke in America, a woman in Australia, or simply through energy, frequency and vibration from all that was, is and will be. I am but a receiver for that, just like Tesla. And so are you. I know it. I live it. Do you know it? Do you live it? You ain't seen nothing yet, people. You ain't seen nothing yet. Things are not getting worse at all. They're just getting exposed. And if you're not paying attention to that, then stay under your rock. Stay under your rock. I'm paying attention. I've always paid attention. I haven't been clever at the attention I've paid, but it only comes with age and wisdom and maturity. I'm 64 now. I'm not the same person I was when I started this journey at the age of 23 years and a few months. I'm 64. 1984 was a great year for me, looking back. With the passing of my grandfather. Do you know, before he died, my grandfather, before I started this journey, before he passed away, he was divorced, living alone, treated my grandmother abysmally. And he was a double-hard bastard, my grandfather. I remember the Swinard boys, 3 brothers, telling me a story. They coming home in the 50s or 60s on a Saturday night, and my grandfather took on 5 sailors because they threatened him. Marcus of Queensbury rules. None of this kicking and gouging and this, that and the other. They said Marcus of Queensbury rules in Stargate Street in Dover, and he downed the fucking lot of them. Patted himself down and then continued walking home. Never forget the Swinard boys told me that. But he was an arrogant, bombastic, controlling bastard, and eventually my nan got up the strength to leave him. And she did. And I went up his house one day, and he's sitting there bemoaning his luck, why me, this, that and the other, blah, blah, blah. And he used to sit over in the corner by the fireplace, wing-back chair, or something like that, and he'd have his feet on the mantel, and he was in that pose when I come in, and I'm sitting directly opposite him by the living room door that led to the front door. And he's going on and going on and going on about woe is me, this, that, and the other. And I sat there. I was only 17 or 18. Maybe a year or 2 older, but not much. Long before I started this journey. And I just looked at him, looked at the door, looked at him, looked at the door, and I thought, you're going to have it whether you like it or not. I'm going to read your fucking life story. And I thought to myself, he was 70 odd then, late 60s, early 70s. I thought, I'll be able to get to the door and out the front door if he comes for me. That was my thinking. And so I start, and I'm watching him. But it's a funny thing, people. I didn't see him to look at. I'm just seeing him to see if there's any movement. And he sat back in that chair with his feet on the mantle, and I told him his fucking life story. What a bastard he'd been to my nan and his children and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. All apart from one of his children, his youngest, the only boy. I told him his fucking life story. You know, how he'd take the neighbour shopping down the road, and my nan, who was blind, registered blind, they'd pass her walking down to the same shops in his car and things like that. Read him his life story. And it went, I don't know how long it went on for, but like I say, all I'm doing is looking to see if there's movement. And all of a sudden, I could see him. I finished and I could see him. It was like I'd come out of some sort of trance. I was very blinkered, you know, and he was sitting there, feet on the floor, elbows on his knees, hanky in hand, head in his hands, sobbing, wiping his nose. And he just looked up at me and he said, do you know what? You're right. That was before I started walking this journey. And it's a memory I hold dear to me. Because I helped my grandfather find some understanding and balance and sent him on a journey of finding balance within his life before he passed. It's one of my greatest achievements, and I speak about it with all humility and love. And in the same sense, that's what I'm trying to do for you lot that listen to this. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what you're hearing. Share it. I'm no longer sharing it in the way that I used to. A, because BitChute, I can't share BitChute, which is my main channel. Link to it in the description box below. And loads of other information in there, including my email address, my MeWe group, my Facebook group, this, that, and the other. Loads of other information in there. Plenty of good links in there as well. Dead Man's Secrets. Adolf Hitler, the greatest story never told. If you've never come across this stuff, you've got to come across it, people. You've got to come across it to challenge your indoctrination and your belief, especially Adolf Hitler, the greatest story never told, and Dead Man's Secrets. And stuff like that. You've got to come across all this stuff. You've got to challenge yourself. I can sit here and challenge you all the time, but until you're ready, willing, and able to challenge yourself, your indoctrination, your beliefs, your mindset, this, that, and the other, your ego, nothing will ever change. I've been doing this to myself for many a year now, and I continue to do it. Deal with my demons, my shadows, this, that, and the other. Free my mind. Free myself of the ego. You might think I'm egotistical sitting here. You haven't got a fucking clue about me. You haven't got a clue about me, honest. I say that again with all humility. Everything I do for you. I don't care who you are. Everything I do here, I do for you. Whether it be this upload that you've just listened to or any of the others. Whether you're watching them on Odyssey, Brighteon, Rumble, YouTube or BitChute. Share them. Share the message. Don't share me. We don't need another hero, and I ain't your fucking hero. Apart from, if enough people to get together under universal law, natural law and common law, and we bring these bastards to book. I've said before and I'll say it again. I am willing to be the Albert Pierpoint of our time. If they've been tried, I'm willing to be the Albert Pierpoint of our time. I forgot to put this meme up. I've used it before. About taking a billionaire, one a year, and doing away with him and sharing his wealth out with everybody else. You start doing that for a couple of years or so, the rest of the billionaires will start giving their money away. because they can never spend it. The only use it has to them is how much control they can have over you. And the greatest control of that is your illusion that money is real. It's not, it's a mindset. Money's not real. But it has a power over you. And until we can break you of that, we use it for good. So we get a billionaire, and we sacrifice him for the greater good, so we can all have something back, his or her money, and we share it amongst the people. And we continue to do that until there is a balance of all material wealth on this earth. Not an imbalance, a balance. And then perhaps we may appreciate the earth and its abundance a bit more. This message resonates. Share the message. Do not share me. Do not say, oh, you want to listen to Bazzzilll. Say, you want to listen to this stuff that is spoken here. It's not about Bazzzilll. And it's not about you. It's about the one, the whole. And my ego ain't big enough to have you or anybody else bowing at my altar. Because I haven't got a fucking altar. Neither do I want one. I want freedom. And I want you to have freedom. And I can't get my freedom until you've got yours. Share the message. Don't share me. Mi takwe o yasin. We are all related. We are all relatives. And I'll tell you again and again and again and again. We're all connected. Palamia, thank you. In Lakesh, in you, I see another me. One more thing before I go. You see the flesh, I see the spirit. And beyond that spirit, I see the soul. That spirit may be ugly, but it may have a beautiful soul. And make no mistake, people, I can see that. But I will expose the darkness of the spirit, especially to those that carry it, in order that I may lead them, help them to lead their self to their light within, the Lucifer and the way within, the true self, the soul.